Before I get into the concrete strategies, I first want to talk about the 6 levels of moral development of Kohlberg. Kohlberg is a philosopher and psychologist who studied and asked the question, why do people do the right thing? Why do they do good things? And he came up with his 6 levels. Let's talk about the first one, which is the lowest level of moral development. Why does a person do the right thing? Because I don't want to get into trouble. According to Kohlberg, that's the lowest level of moral development, where people do the right thing because they don't want to be punished. When a student says, I better behave because mom said she will detain. So, I don't want to get into trouble, I might as well behave. That's the lowest. Here's the second level of moral development according to Kohlberg. I want a reward. I want a reward. That's why I have to do the right thing, because mom said we are going to have a free day. We are going to have a free time. Or in preschool, for example, we are very fond of giving rewards in order to get the students to do what we want them to do. So, students want to go home with the excellent star of the day or good job, well behaved. That's the reason why some people do the right thing, because they are after a reward. You see, that's already better than just merely avoiding a punishment. I don't want to get into trouble, but according to Rafe Esquith, who put these things in place, applied the 6 levels of moral development inside a classroom, we can do better than that. Here's the third level of moral development. I want to please somebody. That's the third level of moral development, where a person does the right thing in order to please the teacher, in order to please the parents. They study and study hard and they behave. Why? Because they don't want to displease the teacher. Well, that's already better than just merely going for a reward or avoiding a punishment. But again, Rafe Esquith says, we can do better than that, teachers. Here's the fourth level of moral development. Why does a person do the right thing? Fourth level, I follow rules. And it's true, there are people who are like that. They are going to behave, they're going to follow the rules of the school and the classroom, not because they are avoiding a punishment, they're going for a reward, they're just trying to please somebody, but because it's the rule. But Rafe said, in real life, sometimes there's more to life than rules. I mean, national heroes, our national heroes, for example, became heroes precisely because they went beyond the rules. So, we can even do better than simply making the students follow the rules. Here's the fifth level of moral development, and if you can make your students reach fifth level of moral development, you are a great teacher and your classroom must be a great place to be in. Fifth level of moral development, according to Kohlberg, I am considerate of other people. I am considerate of other people. That's the fifth level of moral development. They do things not just to avoid a punishment, not just to get a reward, not just to please the teacher, not just because it's the rule, but because they're considerate of other people. I have to study hard because I have to be considerate of my parents who sacrifice to pay for my tuition. Fantastic, right? I have to be considerate of the sacrifices of my teacher who worked hard to prepare for this lesson. I better pay attention. I better study hard. Fantastic. Or I better behave because I better do the right thing because I have to be considerate of my future family, future children. I will be successful as a professional if I do this thing right now. That's fifth level of moral development. And if we can make our students reach that stage, we are going to produce a fantastic classroom. Sixth level and the highest level, and according to Rafe, this is what all of us teachers should be aspiring for in the way we manage the class, in the way we discipline them. Sixth level of moral development, I have a personal code of behavior and I live by it. In other words, I live by principles. If we can make the students reach that point of, I have to do the right thing, not because I have to avoid a punishment, not just because I want a reward, not just because I'm trying to please somebody, not just because it's the rule. It's because this is how we are taught to behave. This is what it means to be a member of this class. Good parents do this when they tell their kids, son, you better behave. You are carrying the name of the family. Right? When a parent says that, it means the name of the family stands for some principles, some values, some virtues, that we have to be known as a caring family, a kind family, a courteous family, a respectful, hardworking family. If parents are able to do that, say things like that, that means they are raising their kids according to the sixth level of moral development. I have a personal code of behavior and I live by it. So, classroom teachers, refrain from saying things like, you better behave, class, or else. That's lowest level of moral development. They don't want to get into trouble. That's why they want to follow what you want them to do. Class, if you study hard, if you behave, we are going to have a free time. That second level of moral development, that's very low. We can do better than that. Instead, we teachers in the school should be able to say, class, please behave in the best possible way, inside the classroom and outside, because you're carrying the name of our school. That is sixth level of moral development, when you are able to make the students do the right thing because they carry the name of the school, they live by principles, they live by certain core values.